It's July 3rd, 2020.
This is Nerd Bourbon episode 161. I'm Seth Sturgill.
And I'm Todd Sturgill.
Hello.
I'm going to talk like this the entire podcast with fake energy.
I predict that this will last for about 5 minutes.
We shall see. Yeah, it's not going to last long.
Damn, okay. I would have lost that bet. It lasted about 10 seconds.
Yep.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Let me sit there and sink that back down to my proper levels of to the point where somebody recently thought I was doing a voice filter on Snapchat.
Did you have the sad filter on?
I had that. It's legit called happy face, but it's internally, it's how I feel. It's this fake happiness. It just looks depressing, but it doesn't have any voice shit. It doesn't. That's just my sad voice.
You sound like Kylo Ren. Look at how old you've become. Oh, Todd. 4th of July weekend. Feels great, doesn't it?
I mean, I'm actually off.
That's actually true. I didn't consider that. I'm not off, but I'm not really doing much. Yo, what are you actually doing for 4th of July? Are you going anywhere?
No, I'm not doing shit.
You're just going to stay at home and get liquored up? For America?
For America, I will.
I think you and I need to watch Hamilton on Disney Plus.
I think we do not.
You and I will sit there. I don't know exactly how long it's going to be, but I think you and I need to sit there and watch an American show. Each of us with bourbon.
I must sound like a pawn star right now. I can do scotch.
Best I can do is scotch.
Because I don't feel like buying anything.
Oh, you don't have any bourbon on you right now?
No.
What sort of co-host of Nerd Bourbon are you, man?
Because
what the fuck?
I haven't been drinking that much lately.
Yeah, neither have I.
I'll be honest, it's just I bought a $70 bottle of scotch and I barely drink that. I just kind of have a glass occasionally.
Best I can do is scotch. Let me bring in my bourbon guy. Oh, well, what's been going on? You been playing any Vidya games?
What are those? No, genuinely, I think I forced myself to play some Call of Duty, and that was about it.
Yeah. Just doing that mindless Call of Duty.
Keyword is forced. Because it's just my existence this week, because I was on 6 days straight, is I've essentially been working since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, that's actually true, yeah.
Yes. So my existence has essentially been just a blur of slowly but surely losing my mind and just becoming the Walking Dead.
Bro, let me tell you about this real quick. I don't think I've actually had a chance to talk to you about this. So
probably not. We basically at this point only talk when we record.
That's kind of how it's been lately. But so there's this guy that I became aware of, right? His name is Philip Summers. And he does this thing. It's a really cool project. It's called Hand-Drawn Game Guides, right? And essentially what it is this guy makes full video game strategy guides drawn with art drawn completely by hand.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, and he's sort of he's captured this old school, just the art style of it is I don't know, it looks like old Nintendo Power art, right? And they're all for NES games. So he did one for Contra, he did one for Ninja Gaiden, and now what perked my ears up was he did one for the original Legend of Zelda, right?
Okay.
So everybody knows I'm a massive Zelda fan, and I was trying to get my hands on this thing. So this guy does an initial print run of the Zelda guide physically, It's only $25.
It's not
It's
bad
really
actually.
nice,
No, it's
not
not
bad at
bad.
all.
Yeah.
And by the way, that game you like basically have to have a guide to play that game. And so like I was really interested in it, and he like announced when it was going to go live on sale. Only 100 copies were going to be available, bro. I sat there, and I'm at work at the time. He's like, it's going to go live like Wednesday at like 11 o'clock my time, right? So I'm refreshing it and everything. It goes live,
Gone, right? Just done.
dude. By the time I entered in my credit card information, like less than a minute, it was already sold out.
Hell yeah, I believe it.
So then he goes and he's like, all right, so we're going to do, the response has been incredible. I can't believe it, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do another run, this time of 200 copies, and we're going to put that on the website next week. Okay. So hopefully everybody can get their hands on one. So that was today at the time of this recording.
Oh, okay.
At the time of this recording, that happened today. So I'm at work again, and I'm there refreshing. And yet again, before I can even get my credit card information out, gone.
Holy shit.
This man has sold 300 copies of that book inside of a minute, basically combined.
That's fucking insane.
And he's just one guy doing it, and like he's got his own like full-time job and stuff like that. Like this is not how he makes his living.
It's about to be. No.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Everybody's asking him like, why don't you do like a Kickstarter campaign and stuff like that? And he's
Like
like, I'm gonna.
there is like even I would be interested in something like that for like a game that I actually had interest in. I
Well,
like shit like
again,
that.
it's such a smart idea, and if you look at the imagery of it, I mean, it's just gorgeous. Like what's really cool about it, and you know me already. Like I like art books
Well, yeah,
already,
shit.
right?
That's your shit. When we do Nerd Bourbon Christmas, I usually get you an art book.
Yeah, I love video game art books already, and like it's essentially like a little tome of like what the guy's personal experience with the game is,
Hmm.
and like writes it out like almost like it's like the old school strategy guides. Like I don't know if you were a big strategy guide guy when like when you were a kid or whatever, but like old school guides used to, the way they were written out, it was like Link did this, like Link went to this place and used the bomb, like it was written
Yeah,
almost in second person,
yeah.
you know. I out and so he's written this out like that, and I really like it. And I'm like, man, like I would just love to have that in front of me and replay the first game, like the first Zelda. But yeah, no, I was not lucky enough to snag a copy of him. Hopefully he does that Kickstarter campaign soon, because I would love to be able to buy that. But you can still get them digitally, PDFs for all of his books. You can get them on his website. I think it's hand drawn guides or hand drawn game guides or something like that.com. And you can check that out, which I might go ahead and do. I might go ahead and just buy the PDF. But man, it's so pretty. That's been my little odyssey this week, is trying desperately to get my hands on that and failing.
Sucks.
Yeah, but in terms of video games, not much been going on. Just like you, I don't have too much free time to play video games right now. It's been pretty crazy. Still doing my daily Animal Crossing shit. I don't even want to know what Hobo Isle looks like right now.
Hobo Isle. I mean, I haven't played Animal Crossing in what, over a month.
Hobo Isle's been overtaken. There's gonna be a totally new cast of islanders.
Yeah, more than likely. I just don't even know if I give a shit.
It's fair.
I kind of just I fell off it in my slump, and I just kind of just don't know if I'll ever jump back on. Uh,
They have just barely got me on the hook still, because I was just like getting to that burnout phase, and now a new month has started, and they're adding some new shit to the game this week.
yeah,
They're they're adding like the whole like the deep sea diving, and
like that's cool. Like, and I actually like I was like, oh man, that would be kind of cool. And I'm just like, yeah. The other part of me is like, I'm too far gone. Fuck that.
that's fair. Well, that's the kind of shit, like they're trickling out just enough to keep me on it every day. But I want more though. I'm kind of like I'm getting a little bit nervous, because I'm sure they're going to do something for the 4th of July. They have not said yet what they're doing in game for that. There's going to be another update in August and stuff, but and the new month is rolled around, so there's new bugs and fish and stuff. So there's just enough in there that makes me want to go back to it every day. But I am starting to feel. I mean, I've put almost 500 hours into the game,
Hmm.
so I definitely feel like I've sort of hit the ceiling a little bit. But yeah, that's literally all I have time for these days is
Yeah.
jumping on Animal Crossing for like an hour.
There's the only other
Um,
constant in my life is like I still like I've been going out to my gym and that's about it.
yeah,
It's like
yeah. I started. I haven't played as much Ring Fit, but you know, I've been halfway diet. I'm doing that intermittent fasting thing.
mhm.
I'm down about 11 pounds. So
You know,
losing.
like, it's just my thing with there's like, been a couple days where like I don't actually like go out there just because it's just like if I had like a real rough night at work, obviously I'm not like gonna like go out there and fuck myself even
Yeah.
more. Because there was a day recently. I'm not gonna. It's disgusting, but it's. I'll say this. I got a good cardio workout at my job. Pieces of me were in that store.
Oh God. It's like a Gatorade commercial up in there.
Oh, dude, that was a rain commercial. I don't sweat. I don't sweat. I sweat rain.
Rain makes you rain, Todd.
Dude, no, dude, it fucking stained. It stained the floors.
Did we talk about that on the show? The first
Uh,
time I had rain?
oh, we did.
It scared me.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. Again, I loved when you messaged me. You're like, what's going on with my body?
I
I'm like, you're
was
being purged, boy. Purged of the weakness.
I was like, I've taken like 4 full on like normally like quantity wise full on racehorse pisses. I've
I
taken like 4 of them inside of an
think
hour.
it's
What is
all it is
happening?
rain. The moment rain enters your body, it must purge you of your weakness. It must take its place as the
Yeah.
only liquid that matters in your body.
Well, I'm on that 2 a day life now.
You'll be on where I'm at soon,
I've graduated. I didn't want to get to this point, but I'm there.
motherfucker. I shotgun him.
I was sitting there. I tried out that 300 milligram Monster Java, which is fucking shit, by the way. And I try that. It's 300 milligrams of caffeine. I'm like, I'm drinking it. I'm still yawning. Like, I'm like not even baseline. I was still tired after drinking it. I'm like, oh, what have I become?
Yeah,
It's kind of
dude.
where I'm at.
I basically shotgun my reins and I just get to work.
Oh well, we're just dead people. Todd, ready for some news?
Always.
You ready for some news? You ready to get it percolating?
She don't want, you don't want to see my fucking fat ass percolate.
In that classy bumblebee suit.
Ooh, fuck, that's hot.
Let's talk about. So we have a few interesting things. A lot of Xbox news this week, but before we get to the Xbox news specifically, let's talk about the DC Fandom event, which is happening in August. And apparently, this is going to be kind of like WB's event. They're going to be revealing a few things there. I want to say we might have talked about it on the show last week
I don't know if
with the
it had a name then.
I don't know if it had a name then, but that's what it is. DC Fandom, and that's what they're going to talk about. The sort of Rocksteady Suicide Squad game that has been like rumored for a long time. They're going to announce that there, and they're going to announce the WB Montreal game that's been being teased for forever now, right? So they're going to talk about that. That's all happening. However, still in the realm of WB is that Harry Potter game. You remember that Harry Potter game that got leaked like forever ago?
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I think I have more interest in that than the other shit.
So this was really interesting because this comes by way of Jason Schreier's now at Bloomberg, Bloomberg Games. He is, it's a long rumored project. He says is very real. It is actually being made by Avalanche Software.
Hmm.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think these are the guys who made like the Mad Max game.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, they are actually the ones who are working on this Harry Potter game. Scheduled for release next holiday. That's holiday 2021. It's going to be out on PS5 and Xbox Series X. So that's all well and good. They also made a point to say that J.K. Rowling, who is under a lot of fire right now because she made some like transphobic statements recently,
Hmm.
and really J.K. Rowling just needs to shut up in general here lately. But she has got like no real role apparently in this game, which sadly is probably a good thing at this point.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love Harry Potter and I respect J.K. Rowling's like creative ability and stuff like that, but like her work lately has not really been good in my opinion. Like I Fantastic Beasts is kind of shit. Like let's not beat around the bush about that. Like I like the idea of Fantastic Beasts, but it took me a minute to get to that realization.
That's just not very good. Yeah.
It was really the second one. It was the fucking what's it called? The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah, the second one's like real rough.
When I was at your house watching it and I fell asleep, I was like, yeah, no, this isn't good. At least I stayed awake for the first one.
Even then, that
I
doesn't say much.
was like, yeah, this is all shit, isn't it? All right then. But yeah, apparently that's not going to be, the DC fandom event's going to be separate. Harry Potter is going to get revealed later, but it's cool that like, cause there are a lot of people who are sort of like, is this a real game? What's the deal with this? Who's
That's real
making
shit.
it?
Like, cause again, like we got that like real that leak. Like shit. I feel like that was like a year ago
It
or a
was at
couple years
least a
ago.
year ago. At least a year ago. Yeah. But that's kind of, that's kind of what's going on with that. The game is real. It's being made by Avalanche. It's coming next year. So, sounds good to me. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that because that game looked awesome. I think they're even saying that it's going to be like an open world game, like open world RPG is what they're calling it.
Again, I'm down for that.
So, anyway, so moving right along from that, again, we've got a lot of Xbox news. So, Eurogamer is reporting, and we've kind of known about this for a little while, right? They have the Xbox Series X, right?
Hmm.
Well, kind of like going toe to toe with that, we've known about something that has been been referred to as Lockhart, which is essentially like a less powerful Xbox Series X that's going to be a lot cheaper.
Okay.
From what it sounds like, this is going to be called the Xbox Series S, which of course it is. And Eurogamer is reporting that it's going to be revealed in August. Now, interestingly enough, this one, so PlayStation's tactic with this, and we already kind of know it, right? We don't know the price or the release date, but we've seen that PlayStation is releasing the base PS5.
And then the digital only.
Exactly. That is not what Microsoft is doing here. They're releasing the Xbox Series X, and then they're releasing one that is underpowered.
That's the thing. I feel like I prefer PS5's strategy.
I do too, but what's going to be interesting is if I wonder if this is going to be an appreciable difference in price. So, like, if you're talking about if this Series S or whatever is going to be just literally just less powerful than my Xbox Series X, it better be way cheaper.
Yeah, it better be way fucking cheaper. The fuck.
It better be at least $100 cheaper. Because, like, I think what they're basically trying to do is take the current landscape of the current Xbox consoles and just do that again.
Hmm.
Because, like, that's what they basically have right now, right? They have the Xbox, like, S or whatever, the Xbox One S, which is, like, less powerful or whatever. But then you have the Xbox One X, which is the one that is, like, powerful and it does the 4K and all that shit, right? I think they're basically doing that again, where you're going to have the Series S, which is going to be less powerful, and it's going to still do 4K, but it's not going to be like uncapped frame rates. It's not going to do all the bells and whistles. It's not going to have all the teraflops that the X is going to have. But again, that price difference better be huge.
No,
Is all
no,
I'm saying.
dude, it's gotta be. I feel like it has to be like $100 cheaper, if like at
Yeah,
minimum.
got to be at least $100 cheaper, I think. But that's apparently is going to be revealed in August. We've got. I don't believe they've given an actual exact date yet. We're sort of thinking that it's going to be happening in late July, and we actually have a news bit here to sort of testify to that because we've always known, right? After Xbox, remember like a month ago, when Xbox had that kind of shitty event,
Oh yeah,
that gameplay event or whatever.
yeah. The gameplay event.
Yeah, they did that, and then we knew from that point on that they were like, okay, but we're gonna actually show like our launch lineup and stuff like that in July, right? So that's happening. Looks like it's probably gonna be at the end of the month, probably like July 20th ish, somewhere in that realm. And the reason we think that is because they have announced that they are going to be partnering with Summer Game Fest. And finally, when we first covered Summer Game Fest, they said they were going to have demos, right?
Hmm.
And it's like, okay, that hasn't happened yet
It's real shit.
in any real capacity. Well, now it is, because Xbox is going to have, I believe they said that they're going to have like 60 demos that will be live on Xbox One from July 21st through July 27th. They have revealed what some of the demos are going to be. Out of the ones that they revealed so far, it's nothing crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. They're like, I think one of them is like the Destroy All Humans remake. I think that Hellpoint game, that one that you played at PAX,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that's going to have a little demo, small shit, right? But we'll see. Maybe they'll have. I mean, it'd be crazy if they had like a Halo Infinite demo playable with this. But we shall see how that goes. But yeah, it's cool that we're actually finally seeing that whole initiative come to fruition a little bit. Where we're finally starting to see somebody make good on the whole like demos promise. And Xbox is the one jumping on that. So anyway, that's from July 21st to July 27th. So that's why I'm sort of feeling like July 20th they're gonna, or maybe the 21st, they're gonna be like, hey, here's our little event. We're gonna talk about our games, and then now you can go and check out the demos for the games that we just talked about, right? So I feel like that's probably gonna be what happens. We don't know that for sure. We kind of think that there might be some pretty major announcements during this. We're thinking that there's going to be some third party announcements. I'm hearing rumors about Elden Ring. Um, I'm hearing rumors about that finally coming back to light at this event.
Real. That's a good way of looking at it, motherfuckers. But we got that goddamn teaser, and that was all we got.
Yeah.
And we had like an interview, like from like Miyazaki, like him talking about the game, and like that shit like got my dick like rock solid, like just him talking about the game. And I'm just,
Yeah, and
oh,
I think they might have gotten like a quote from George R. R. Martin. I'm very excited about the game or whatever.
who gives a fuck
Have
about
you ever
him?
actually have you ever seen that dude talk?
Yeah, he's got a good voice. I love it.
He's he's like a total like nerd. Like he's like a dorky dude. George R. R. Martin. You'd think he would be like somewhat like he has like a beard and stuff, and I thought he would kind of like I don't know, be like somewhat badass,
You dumb bitch.
but he's not. He's like a total dork.
Anybody that describes dicks like no, I'm just,
Also, I love that fucking that clip of him talking to Stephen
oh,
King.
it's one of my all time favorite clips.
He's just like, "How the fuck do you write so many books?" And Stephen King's like, I wake up and I work." Basically, I don't know what the exact quote is, but that's the gist of it.
Well, it's like, well, here's the thing, Buddy likes to sit there and like do other shit. He likes to do all these other collaborations. Like, granted, am I excited for Elden Ring? Yes, but like I feel bad for the fans of like the books because like, dude, he dead ass. I think he genuinely said recently, that, yeah, sorry, that shit ain't gonna get finished for a while.
Yeah, how much like on some real shit? You're a big From Software guy, whatever. How much do you think he is actually putting into Elden Ring?
I think for the most part, it's essentially going to be like some of the world building, and that's about it for the most part.
I just feel like it was probably one of those situations where like they got Miyazaki and George R. R. Martin in a room, and George R. R. Martin was probably like, "Yo, like I had this idea laying around
Yeah,
for a
and
fantasy setting."
yeah, I think that's genuinely for the most part what it was, and Miyazaki took it and actually like gave birth to it.
Like fleshed it out and sort of made it its own. Can I be honest with you? I'm looking forward to Elden Ring, but one thing that I'm a little bit worried about with it, one thing that I've always really liked about the Miyazaki games is like the sort of obvious influence that he takes from like Japanese art.
Hmm.
And I'm a little worried that we're not really going to get that with Elden Ring. Like, I worry that Elden Ring, in other words, I worry that Elden Ring is going to be a little bit too Western.
I don't think you should be
No?
because no. because of what some of the things that have been said about it. Again, this is going to be more in the vein of what actual Souls like than Sekiro was. I think I don't think you got to worry about the art. I don't think they're really going to change the art that much.
Hmm.
Like if like even with like Sekiro, obviously like Sekiro, like that asset art has to be like that because it's Eastern fucking game.
Yeah.
But I don't think the art is actually going to change that much. Like obviously, you might get a little more Western influences, but I don't think it's going to be like that crazy.
See, I worry that they're gonna feel like they have to make it feel more Western to differentiate it from Dark Souls because
Nah,
Dark Souls
they're not going to do that. I know my boys.
just I mean I hope you're right. I Dark Souls is sort of like what that is. It's sort of like, hey, this is the sort of dark fantasy through the lens of Japanese art, basically, is what Dark Souls is. And I just worry that they're going to feel like if they don't skew
Well,
more Western.
Dark Souls is basically Miyazaki's take on Western fantasy.
Right. So if that's the general pitch for Elden Ring, I just worry that they would feel like it would be too samey and they would like end up kind of going against the grain of what they want to do. But I hope that's not the case. I hope that that's, maybe that's just something that I'm worrying about for no reason, but I don't know. We'll see. I hope we see more of it. I hope that's the big thing that I want to see at this event is more Elden Ring
It's the
or
only
just
thing.
any Elden
It's
Ring.
the only thing I want to see in my life. It's the only reason I even stay alive.
Now, we do know that Halo Infinite is going to be at this event. Did you watch that little teaser that they had?
I saw that it was a thing. I didn't watch it.
So, one thing that is referenced in this teaser is something called the Banished. Okay. And this is interesting. Are you familiar with the Banished?
No.
The Banished is a faction that I believe was introduced in Halo Wars.
Okay. Oh yeah, like acting like I played Halo Wars.
Yeah, I played the first one. I didn't play Halo Wars 2. Essentially, it is a rebel faction of mercenaries.
Mm-hmm.
That it's basically like brute mercenaries that have rebelled against the Covenant.
Okay.
So they're like raiders and pirates and stuff like that. And apparently, they're going to have some sort of role in Halo Infinite
All right, that's kind of cool.
because they reference them in the little teaser that we got.
So they're bringing back the brutes.
Yes,
I'm
almost
down.
certainly.
I'm down. Let's
Yeah,
go. I love the brutes.
almost certainly bringing back the brutes. And if they, I'm kind of hoping that these guys play like a big deal because that's kind of a cool vibe. I think like having like this sort of like I don't know, like raiders, kind of like a army of fucking brute mercenary
Oh, that's
raiders.
that's fucking great.
Sounds cool to me. They have other. It's not just brutes that are in the banish, but it is primarily brutes. Sounds interesting. We're gonna see more of that during the Xbox event. I'm hoping we get a nice lengthy demo. Here's the deal: they have to know that people hated that first event, right? So and then like Sony just so summarily crushed it with their event. Like they just came out swinging.
Not
I
according to
think.
Ronald.
Well, fucking, he's wrong. Um, so like, Sony just came out with just a big, massive swinging dick, right? So it's like time for Microsoft to really be like, here's what's going on, and we have reason to believe that one of the ways that they might be doing that is with Fable and Perfect Dark.
Okay.
Now,
We actually going to see a little bit of the new Fable.
now we've been talking about Fable for forever now.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been talking about the return of Fable for probably the better part of the past 2 years here on this show. We've talked about the rumors. I don't know if you remember. I kind of got it, like did a little bit of a deep dive into the story, the plot rumors. There's supposed to be like time travel stuff going
Yeah, it was
on, and
some interesting shit.
some really
Yeah.
interesting shit that we kind of covered on the show in the past. Which never really came into fruition. The idea is that it's being made by Playground Games, and this is sort of one of those things that's been like unconfirmed rumblings in the video game rumor mill for a while. Well,
Until
now,
now. No.
yeah, now it seems a little more solid because there are now two Twitter accounts that people have discovered that were reserved for Fable and Perfect Dark. It's like at Fable and at Perfect Dark, right? And the name on there, it simply says placeholder.
Hmm.
And people, it's the internet, so people can tell that from somewhere or another, the accounts registered to those are Microsoft accounts
Oh, shit.
that are in control of those Twitter accounts. It is official Microsoft emails that are associated with it. Now, somebody from Microsoft, I don't remember exactly who it was, somebody relatively high up, I think maybe Aaron Greenberg or something like that. Um, he commented on it and he was like, "Hey, like, sorry to burst your bubble, but like, we do this kind of stuff all the time. We're just kind of grabbing up stuff for potential future games." Well,
Sounds like a ruse. No.
it might very well be because somebody's like, "Well, hang on," like, and I think he even said like, "Yeah, we've had these for a while." Well, no, they haven't, because as it turns out, they just acquired them in March.
A
So,
fucking ruse. No.
yeah, so they've only had these for a handful of months. So it seems like we might be gearing up to a Fable and a Perfect Dark announcement at this event. That'd be really
Now,
cool.
Perfect Dark, that's cool for everybody that wants a Perfect Dark. I'm down for the Fable.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm down for both. I want to see what's going on with that. I want to see. These are the kinds of things that I want to see from Microsoft, though. Bottom line, like, it's really cool that they have acquired all these studios. But again, it's like I've talked about ad nauseum. None of all these new studios could be making amazing games, but you don't care about any of them yet. We have to
Hmm.
have some of these. We have to have some of these classic Xbox franchises. This IP that Xbox already has needs to come back. We need something like Fable. We can't just. It can't be all on the back of Halo and Gears. You know what I mean? Like,
Do you have any
we
potions or food?
exactly. Your health is low.
Mhm.
So we need something like this. We need Fable. We need, these like kind of legacy Xbox IP. We need Blinks the Time Sweeper. We need these
Shut the
guys.
fuck up.
So that's sort of what's in the rumor mill for this Xbox event. Could be exciting, could be not worth a shit. We'll see. We will certainly tune in and cover it when it happens later this month. Really, really quickly, I do want to talk about the PS Plus and Xbox Games with Gold for the month of July.
Oh shit! I don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah, so they've sort of rolled out the red carpet a little bit, or what they consider to be rolling out the red carpet for PlayStation Plus, because it is turning 10 this month. This is the
Hmm.
10th birthday of PlayStation Plus. So, free for PlayStation Plus members, you will have access to Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Okay.
That's cool. NBA 2K20, which, all right, that's cool if you're a fan. That's actually a really big deal if you think about it. That's actually, we don't play those games, but that could be a really big deal for somebody, right?
It's gonna be a big deal for a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then Erica, which is I think a Sony exclusive, like, kind of like, how would you describe it? Like a full motion video adventure game that I actually
Oh,
kind of wanted to
okay.
try. And then in terms of Xbox, for the Xbox Live Games with Gold, we have got WRC 8 FIA World Rally Champion. These are a bunch of words I don't know. World Rally Championship that you can get all month long. I don't know what the fuck that is. Something called Dunk Lords, which I'm much more interested in.
Just the fucking name.
Just the name alone, I kind of want to check that out. That's going to be available from July 16th. Then from 360 side of things, you've got Saints Row 2, which is a great game. That's going to be available from the 1st to the 15th. And then something called Juju from the 16th through the 31st.
Was it
So
just called? It doesn't have any subtext. It's just Juju.
just Juju, just Juju. Juju. I your guess is as good as mine, Todd. That's what it is.
Dude, the only thing that comes up when I type in Juju is Juju game. It says Tack and the Power of Juju,
Wow,
which is a
attacking
game
the
I. Oh
power of
wait, wait,
Juju.
wait. What is this? Here we go. Here, I got something here. Let's see what the fuck this says. I'm curious. Oh no, this looks like shit.
I do remember vaguely attacking the power of Juju though. I think they
Yeah,
made a
okay.
few of those.
If this is the deal, if this is what it is, it's like some fucking side-scrolling thing playing as like some pink. What is it? What sort of animal are you? It's a side-scroller platformer.
All right then. So that's a thing.
Yeah, playing as like some pink wombat or some shit.
Well, go get your copy of Juju ready on your Xbox. So anyway, that's what's coming to PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Games with Gold. In terms of news, that's more or less all I have this week. I did want to shout out just really quickly. We have not, again, we've just both been so busy. We have not had a chance to check out Midman and Smash yet. We do absolutely plan on doing a showcase video for her.
Where is she out?
She's out, bro. She came out on Monday. Like, I'm telling you, that's just what's been good. That's just the way life has been. We just have not had a chance to mess with it. But yeah, we will at some point record a showcase video for that and put that on the YouTube channel because we're both excited to play with her. So
Apparently not.
apparently not excited enough. That's what I've got for the news this week, Todd. Are you ready to take a step into the cantina?
I hated that segue, but yes.
It's time to brew us up another week of Cantina Mix, Todd. What do we got? So you have the website up?
I do.
All right. You say yours and then I'll say mine.
I'm staying on brand apparently.
Oh god.
Dark Souls 3.
Really? What are the odds that it would give you two Souls-like games 2 weeks in a row?
Because Daddy, they give Daddy what he wants.
The game that I've got for the Cantina Mix this week is Portal.
All right.
So, what are we thinking for this? God, I don't even know.
I want Portal right now. Is it wrong? I want it to be one of those drinks where you drop a shot glass into something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like one of those fucking like a Jaeger bomb or something.
Yeah.
Ah, weird. See, the first place my head went was one of those like cuz you know the whole thing with Portal, right, is the cake, of course.
Yeah.
I was like I wonder if there's a way to make one of those like chocolate cake cocktails. You ever see those?
No.
I've never had one, but you can make like a chocolate cake tasting cocktail
Interesting.
that's sort of looks like a chocolate cake. And you know, Dark Souls, you know, I could see it. I could see it. But I'm not sold on that idea either. Whatever it is, it has to be dark.
No, here's the thing. It technically doesn't need to be dark. You can take aspects of it, like you can take the Estus flasks and all that shit.
That's exactly what I was about to say. So the Estus flask is kind of orange.
Yeah, give a little mimosa action. No.
Yeah, it's kind of orange, right? So like,
Yeah, Sunny D orange juice sort of deal.
yeah. So I almost wonder maybe you could do like like a mimosa screwdriver kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. In what other ways could we make this? Maybe you know that fucking what's it called? That Goldschlager?
Yeah.
That shit that has those little gold flakes in it or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh lord. Is Goldschlager, is that a cinnamon liqueur? Yeah, it is. That's what we would have to that's gonna be the trick is playing well with the flavors. We need to think of something that would play well with the flavors, because I think you could take the Goldschlager, you could give something that has like an orangey thing,
Mm-hmm.
but then so basically where my head is at right now is setting it up like it's an Estus flask, right? But then the drop thing, like you were just saying, I think that's a great idea. I think that that really represents like the portal thing, but
Yeah,
having that be blue,
I love it.
like whatever that shot is, make it something that is blue, and then you drop it into the orange Estus flask, right? That's sort of where my head is at right now. So, but how do you make that into a cocktail with flavors that play well together? So here's something, because the Estus flask, obviously, I don't know. Do we need to go for? I mean, you're the Dark Souls guy. Does
What's
it
up?
need to have like Goldschlager, or could it just be like Sunny D, like you said?
It could just be like the Sunny D orange juice. Honestly, it doesn't need that. Like, I don't think we don't have to get like an alcohol component from Dark Souls.
Hmm. Hmm. What would be the blue component?
I'm looking at some shit right now.
Some like agave, like blue agave shit.
Well, no, you can actually go straight liquor wise with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this one. I dead ass typed in blue liquor.
I'm not talking about that gross like hypnotic shit.
No, there's this one called blue. I'm not gonna try to pronounce this shit
Are you talking about
with
blue
it.
curacao?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. So that was my head did go to blue curacao, which has sort of a citrusy flavor. So we could kind of
Yeah,
play with that, kind of sweet.
it blend. I think.
So do you think we would just drop in just a shot of pure blue curacao?
Fuck yes. No.
How about this? Okay, so okay, and maybe this would be disgusting. Maybe the shot is like vodka, blue curacao, and like maybe like some lemonade, right? In a little shot
Okay.
glass.
Okay.
And then the main sort of component is a essentially like a screwdriver. So it'd be
So
like
still vodka, a little orange juice.
still vodka, maybe like some orange juice or like some pineapple orange juice or like Sunny D.
Ooh, I kind of like the pineapple orange juice. I kind of like that idea, just to get it just a little more interesting.
Maybe even like if we wanted to, yeah, maybe get some pineapple orange juice, but like maybe like some pulpy. I don't know about you. I like pulp. You like
I'm a
pulp?
big pulp guy.
You like a little
As I've
pulp?
gotten older, I prefer pulp.
Yeah. So maybe like a pulpy, like pineapple orange juice. So you got a little bit of that shit floating in there.
Yes, with that like.
Have that. Make like a screwdriver with it with some nice vodka. Okay. Then you've got separately, you've got a shot glass of blue curacao.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as we always say, we don't know what the fuck these portions should be.
God
Or if
no.
this is even going to taste good.
It probably won't. I don't know. It might. I think this is just gonna be a real citrusy ass fucking sweet drink.
So yeah, blue curacao, vodka, and lemonade. Maybe a different kind of vodka or something like that. I feel like preparation wise, this should be cold, obviously.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Maybe shaken. Maybe the big drink, the sort of like screwdriver drink, shaken. In an
Mm-hmm.
ice
Mm-hmm.
tumbler,
Mm-hmm.
poured into a chilled glass. And then yeah, you take the sort of shot that's got the blue curacao, the vodka, and the lemonade, and then you drop it in and you chug.
I'd like to see what that specific like how it would affect the color as it dropped
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Would it make it kind of green?
I don't know. It's a good drink.
Interesting.
It's a good drink. Good colored drink. Green bile drink.
Fucking gross green, like pulpy pineapple orange. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like this is one of those things that, like, on paper, it sounds really good.
I think it'll end up being a little a little rough.
I don't know.
What would you call this though?
That's the piece de la resistance, right? Got to call it something. I mean, do we want to just call it the Estus portal,
It's really lazy.
or like the you could go really stupid with it, like how the how they have like the portal gun is not just called the portal gun; it's called like the Aperture Science handheld portal device or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Estus needs to be in there somewhere. We are maybe like the portal flask.
The Aperture Science is no.
Yeah, the Aperture Science Estus delivery device,
There you go.
maybe, or something
Oh,
like
there you
that.
go. Fuck
You
it.
like that?
I actually do like that. It's like it's just long and asinine for no reason.
All right, so that's that. That is how we have just taught you how to make the Aperture Science
That's a
handheld.
garbage drink for garbage
Yeah,
people.
the Aperture Science handheld Estus flask or Estus delivery device. So somebody figure out those portions, make it. Maybe it tastes good. I don't
I doubt it.
know.
Dude, you know what it is? Like technically, I think it'll be just too sweet. There needs to be something that like balances it out.
I don't think it is going to be too sweet.
You don't think?
No, I think the curacao maybe, but you just put enough in there. That's why I say put like vodka and lemonade in it,
Yeah,
because if you do like, 'cause that's essentially what that is. It's like one of those like fucking Blue Lagoon drinks, right?
yeah,
You don't go too hard. Like you would probably just do like an ounce of blue curacao, like just enough. You've got it in a small shot glass, right? So like you want just enough to where it's just barely in there enough to like to color it. It's just a visual gimmick, Todd. That's all it is.
uh, yeah.
So the flavors would be, and vodka doesn't really, good vodka anyway, doesn't have a really strong flavor.
I tell people that all the time. A good vodka is almost should almost be fucking like flavorless, essentially.
Yeah, it should just be water basically.
Yep.
It comes from like potatoes, I think. So I mean, it doesn't really have like a, you know. So really, it should have the citrusy, sweet flavor of the curacao sort of in there as a hint. But the more powerful flavors should be like the lemonade, the pineapple orange juice. Those should
Hmm.
be the strong flavors.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Somebody figure it out. Figure out all the portions, but as always, the ingredients will be listed in the episode description. That is how you make the Aperture Science handheld Estus delivery device from the fine folks here at Nerd Bourbon Cantina Mix. Todd, are you ready to end the show with the Brendan Fraser quote of the week?
Always.
I've got a little bit of this one. I feel like there's a lot you can read into this. This is what I've got from Brendan Fraser this week. Quote, I suppose if it has a practical purpose, I appreciate a pat on the back. I suppose it's rewarding, ultimately. End quote. You like a good pat on the back, Todd?
Not really.
No?
I don't like when people touch me.
Well, what about like a metaphorical pat on the back? You like being told you're doing like a good job or something?
Yeah, that I do.
Okay.
I like people to feed into my ego.
As we're sitting here, your Zencaster username is Grocery God, so
Yeah.
I guess that probably explains it right there.
That feeds into my ego. Again, I was told I've been told multiple times I'm cocky at work,
It's fair.
but I'm like, then I can point the finger. It's like you guys don't help it. Tell me how much of a dog I am.
So that's your love language, in other words.
Tell me I'm the shit. No.
Well, it sounds like you and Brendan Fraser may have that in common. Anyway, that's what I got, Todd. You got anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
I think that's about it, man.
All right, folks. We will catch you next week. Thanks for listening. Get fucking dunked on. Bye.
See ya.